Welcome back to the FloTrack podcast. And today we have a special guest, two-time U.S. champion, two-time NCAA champion in 2020. Actually, four-time NCAA champion. Well, five if you count the team title. A lot of championing going on here for JuVaughn Harrison of LSU. First of all, JuVaughn, thanks for joining the podcast. How has the past few days been? How was your 4th of July weekend, kind of coming off of that high of qualifying for the Olympics in 2 events?
It's been good. I've been enjoying, I guess you could call it, the fruits of my labor. I had a great 4th of July, hung out with some friends, ate some good food, and started back practice. So, everything's going good so far.
So coming off of the big double, you recently announced that you were going to go your eligibility and go pro. Talk a little bit about the decision to not do one more year at LSU and your excitement about kind of pursuing your career dreams of being a professional track and field athlete.
The decision came because I really felt like I have done almost everything I could do in college track. So it's like I just couldn't see anything else like besides the collegiate record. Like I guess that could be the one thing that I missed out on not being able to accomplish. And I mean, if I win the Bowerman, if I win the Bowerman, then it really will just be a collegiate record that I just don't have under my belt. So, I mean, my mom and I sat down, we talked about it, me and my family, and we were just like, it's time. It's time that I go pro. So we made the decision. I announced that I was foregoing my last year, and everything is coming together.
Around the same time they announced you're going pro, the NCAA announced the change with name, image, likeness. What was your reaction to that new ruling? And obviously, did that make you think about, hey, maybe I could have a name, image, likeness contract and still pursue a collegiate record? Like, how did you react to that news that went down on July 1st?
I definitely wish they would have had it earlier, but it was definitely a thought, name, image, and likeness. That there's a lot of avenues you can go with that, but I just decided that I think being pro would be better.
What is your
would have been a better decision for.
Sorry, you broke up a little bit. What's your plan for how you're going to train as a pro? Are you going to stay in Baton Rouge? Have you thought about who's going to coach you throughout your next few years as a pro?
My motto is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'll be right here in good old Baton Rouge training.
Nice. So you get a lot of questions about the double, right? It's like, oh, it's never been done. Jim Thorpe, how do you train? Is it 50-50? Which event do you like more? What's the number one question that you get asked about this uniqueness of what you're doing with the long jump and high jump that you keep on having to repeat yourself when talking about? What's like the number one question you get asked from the media about being a long jump, high jump doubler?
If I had to choose, which one would I choose? That's the most frequently asked question. Or which one do I like more? It's some version of that question. I get asked that so much, like it never fails.
Why do you think they keep asking you that, to make you kind of pick your favorite child in a way?
I think it's because it's just so rare. They feel like I have to have a favorite. I mean, if you would have asked me in, I want to say like 2018, my freshman year, definitely would have said high jump. 100% without a doubt, I would have said high jump. I was better at high jump. I wasn't having too much fun in long jump because I was getting beat by not by everybody, but I wasn't jumping as far as everybody else. So freshman year, definitely would have said high jump. After sophomore year, once I cleaned everything up and I got everything together in both events, I built a love for both events. So it's like, now I can't choose. Like you said, it's like picking your favorite child. Like I just can't pick which one I like more. They both give me something different.
What do you think it's the reason that you have gotten this far in your career to excel in both events without the temptation to kind of leave the high jump or leave the long jump to focus all in on one event? Typically, kids in high school, they try everything, see what they're good at, and then they kind of narrow in. What was it about your journey from high school through college that allowed you to never give up on either event?
Excuse me. I'll say just me as a person. When I was recruited to LSU, I was recruited for high jump, and long jump was supposed to be a buffer to give me a break from high jump. And whatever I do, I want to be the best at, and I want to perform to the best of my ability. So, I mean, yeah, it was supposed to be a buffer, but if I'm in a competition, if I'm in a long jump competition, whether or not it's to give me a break or not, I want to win. You feel me? So it's like I have that mindset of always wanting to win and be the best at what I'm doing. So when I applied that to both the events, it kind of just became a thing where like I was working hard and then everything just started falling into place.
Throughout these 3+ years, have you been like waiting for one of the events to kind of emerge? Like see someone like kind of surpass you in the long jump. It's like, all right, maybe I'm not the best in the long jump or in the high jump. Like, have you been waiting for like kind of fate to make you pick one? Are you kind of surprised that fate has continued to allow you to be the best in not just the country, but ultimately you could say the world in both?
I wouldn't say I'm waiting on fate because I don't think fate is ever going to do that. I wholeheartedly feel like no matter what happens, I'm going to always do both.
Nice. So let's talk a little bit about the Olympics coming up. I was looking at the schedule. Obviously, when it comes to high jump, long jump, everyone thinks about schedule. At the trials, you had to do it both on the same day. But I saw something unique, which I'm sure you probably know about. Mm-hmm. Looking at the schedule for Tokyo, Friday, high jump prelim in the morning. Mm-hmm. Saturday, long jump prelim at night. Sunday, high jump final. So far it's good. But here's the thing. You have a high jump final on a Sunday night. And then Monday's long jump final is in the morning. Now, assuming you have a good competition, that high jump final could go long. You could be celebrating winning an Olympic medal. How are you going to handle Sunday night coming off of maybe potentially having done something incredible like winning an Olympic medal and knowing you need to get some rest because you got to come back the next morning? Have you thought about that like 12-hour time frame between Sunday and Monday?
Yeah, I mean, my coach and I have sat down and thought about everything. So there will be no celebrating. Like, yeah, I'll take some pictures. I'll be happy. I'll be calling my family and everything. But there won't be any real celebrate. Like, there's not going to be any real celebrating until after Monday when business is done. Because at that point, it's a business trip. So I got to handle my business, and then all the fun stuff can come after I've handled my business.
How are you going to fall asleep? Are you going to be able to fall asleep that night? You're going to be like...
If I'm tired, I'm tired. My face hit that pillow after I take a shower. It's over with. I'm asleep.
Are you kind of happy with the way the schedule is with having the high jump first versus the long jump? Like, if you could have a dream scenario of the order of operations for this double, is the way it's playing out what you want, or is it more an ideal situation for you?
On days that I do both on the same day, I prefer it to be high jump first, then long jump, because I feel like long jump takes more of my energy than high jump does. So, I mean, and that's not to say like, you know what I'm saying, high jump doesn't take a lot of energy, but there's just a difference in like the way you approach the bar, like a full-on sprint versus a push out and a bound, not a bound, but like an upright bouncy run. Like a sprint down the runway just takes more out of you. So I like to have high jump first, then long jump. So I like the way the schedule is set up. I will, even though they're all on different days, which is also very great for me. It gives my body time to rest. I can get treatment. I do like high jump first, then long jump.
Looking at the competition, if you look at like top PBs back from 2019 to present, so like the past 2020 was kind of a half a year, but 2.5+ years, you're basically fourth in the descending order list in both the long jump and the high jump. So right there in medal contention, 1 centimeter behind 3 guys who jumped 237 in the high jump. Obviously, Gale, he's jumped 869. I think that 2 years ago. But how focused are you on the competition in order to kind of see where you're at, or are you kind of really not? You've been in the NCAA world your entire career. You doubt against the U.S. guys, but you never really gone up against the Barsheems of this world, the Gale. Like, how are you preparing to go up against people you've never shared a runway with?
I mean, it's business as usual. I mean, it's a competition. I know what I'm there to do. I know what my abilities are. So I really don't worry about my competition. I definitely make a mental note of this is going to be a harder competition. So, focus in a little more, concentrate a little more, but, sharpen out the small aspects of your technique. But as far as like, I don't really stress over the people who I'm competing against. Because if anything, I enjoy competition. So having tough and stiff competition is going to make me perform better. So I really look forward to having stiff competition. I look forward to going up, as you said, against the Barsheems and the Tajay Gales of the track community in jumps.
Are you what's the one thing you're looking forward to most about going to Tokyo? Obviously, you're there on a job to try to win multiple medals and have fun representing US for the first time at the Olympics. But is there any like kind of personal excitement that you have for going to your first Olympics?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I grew up watching the Olympics, so it's definitely something that's going to be surreal when I'm actually there. And it's in Tokyo of all places. Like, I've always wanted to go to Tokyo. Now, I don't know what the restrictions are going to be. I don't know if we're going to be able to roam around Tokyo a little bit. I don't know if we're going to be able to like see any sites or do anything. The way it's looking, probably not, because they are very strict with their COVID protocols. So we'll probably be confined to the Olympic Village. But just, I am looking forward to being in Tokyo. Hopefully I get to see a little bit though, because I do want to see Japan a little bit.
Why Japan? Why are you excited about going to Tokyo? What do you like about that? You say you like, oh, it's cool that it's in Tokyo. Like, what's so special about Tokyo to you? Like, what are you excited about?
I'm a little bit of a nerd. I watch a lot of anime. So, going to a place where it was created, seeing just all the stuff that I've seen on TV that dealing with Tokyo, like the way the city is, the way the culture is, stuff like that is what excites me about going to Tokyo. But again, I might not get to experience any of it. So, I'm gonna have to definitely double back if they don't allow us to do much in Tokyo.
Well, luckily we'll still be there for a few more days after that Monday. So Olympics is 2 weeks long. You're competing for 4 days. Maybe find a way to get something in. Should be good. You
don't know yet. I don't know if you know this, but we can only be in Tokyo, I think it's 48 hours after we compete. So we have to leave.
Oh, really?
When competing. Yeah, you have 48 hours to leave. Like you can stay up to 48 hours after you're done competing, and then you have to leave.
That's wild, because they just want to get as many people as possible.
Yeah, so we fly in. You can fly in. I think it's like 4 or 5 days before you compete, and then you have to. Then after you're done competing, you have 48 hours before you have to leave. I think if I remember correctly, that's what they told us in processing.
So what if you don't leave? What, they take you out? Like they have security come in and.
I mean, we have to have an app on our phone so they can track us, so they'll know where you are.
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah, they're not playing in Tokyo. They're not.
They're not playing. What So obviously you're there for the high jump, right? Athletic feat of jumping high. There's gonna be a bunch of other athletes there who are really good at jumping high, but they do it with the ball in their hand. Team USA will be there. Have you thought about trying to find a way to happen to run into any other like star athletes? Obviously you've been around the track and field world, but seeing like a Kevin Durant walk by or someone like a Simone Biles, like, are you excited about potentially seeing other like famous non-track athletes in the Olympic Village?
Definitely. I definitely look forward to whoever I run into at the Olympic Village, whether, like you said, it be Simone Biles or Kevin Durant, LeBron, if he decides to go to the Olympics. It'll be fun, and I'll definitely enjoy meeting those other athletes who are also at like the pinnacle of their sport.
Have you thought about potentially trying to find a basketball court and challenge one of the NBA guys to a slam dunk contest? I'm sure you got better ups than them.
Fun. That would actually that's actually a good idea. That would be a lot of fun. I feel like I get a lot of views for that. I feel like that, especially if I win. I feel like that'd be something.
I think they would want to challenge you, right? They'd be like, "Yeah, I want to go up against the Olympic gold medalist in the high jump." They would want to. They'd be like, maybe they want you to be their 13th man. Okay, we need someone who just get an alley oop, and you're the guy for like a closing second. Maybe the coach get you as an alternate.
And they want to make me an honorary member of the team. They can do that. I'm not against it.
Cool. So I was looking at your. People always say it's weird how, not weird, but like the uniqueness of what you're doing, right? Being long jump and high jump. We don't see it often. You normally see a 100, 200 guy or a 5K, 10K person, but not high jump, long jump. I was looking at your high school, and you were dabbled in a little bit in the hurdles, in the 100 hurdles, 300 hurdles. Where did that come from? And have you ever thought about getting back into that realm? I know you're now former team at Sean Burrell. He picked up the 400 hurdles for the first time at LSU and was like, boom, he was a master. So what's your relationship with the hurdles right now?
The hurdles are, I don't even know what to call the hurdles. You asked where it came from. My mom was a 400 hurdler in college, and my school needed points, and I did what my school needed. So they needed a 110 hurdler and a 300 hurdler. I personally, I'm sure you've seen the times, I was not very good at the 110 hurdles. So that just is what it is. I was running like 14 seconds, and you need to be running like 13 seconds in the hurdles. So there's that. I enjoyed 300 hurdles though. I've said this before in an interview. If I had to pick an actual track event to do, it would be the 400 hurdles.
Yeah, I mean, even though the time you're still winning state with it. I mean, did you score 40 points at state one time your senior year?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, I guess LSU didn't need extra help from you. They were like 20's enough because we had a bunch of other guys on the squad.
Right. I mean, but I'm not gonna say I'd get back into the hurdles because, like I said, I'm going pro, and I'm not gonna just go out there and embarrass myself. But if I was to pick a track event to do, like if I had to get rid of jumps and pick a track event to do, it would be the 400 hurdles. There's just something about it I find fun and enjoyable. So, have
you done a time trial like of a 400 recently at all, like in practice? Yeah. Like done any running type stuff?
Yeah.
No.
It's been I haven't been in BR for a while. It's been almost a whole month, so I can't even remember last time we did a time trial.
What could you run a 400 in right now?
What could I run a 400 in?
Yeah, you don't run it in actual track meets, but in practice, have you ever been asked to like run a fast 100, 200, or 400 in practice?
I mean, we do 120s and 150s, but they're like he gives us we get given a certain time frame in which we have to come through at. So like it's not all out. So I really couldn't tell you what I would run and what my conditioning is at this state right now. It would be interesting though. I'd actually like to find out. I might have to try it, see what happens.
You could break 50 seconds, right? In the 400?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if I couldn't do that, then that is just sad.
Well, I was thinking about it. So your high jump and long jump PBs. Mm-hmm. Now, before I say, don't freak out when I say this, but that scores 2,334 points in the decathlon in those two events alone. So all you would need is to average about like 760 points in 8 other events, and you'd be a legitimate world-class decathlete. So I kind of did the math out. Do you think you could run faster or throw better than these marks? Do you think you can run faster than 11:48 in 100?
Yes.
Yeah. So boom, that means you're even better. Could you throw 14 meters in a shot put? I think you could do that.
I don't know how far 14 meters is in the shot put. So I mean, we'd have to see. We have to like mark it out, and then I could tell you. But
okay, maybe. So that one is a maybe.
Maybe.
The 400, you need to run 51 seconds. You can smash that.
We got that.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. 110 hurdles, 15.7 seconds. You could beat that.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't hurdled in a while, but you know, we could put something together.
Okay. Discus and javelin, we don't know. I mean, 44 meters and 61 meters. I mean, you probably have no idea what you can do, right? And then pole vault is 4.5 meters. That, I don't know.
Oh.
You probably you get any training from Mondo from a year ago?
Mondo. Yeah, I'm gonna hit up Mondo, tell him to come coach me up real quick.
There you go. And then the 1500, 428 and a 1500. Can you do that?
Oh, that's gonna take some practice. I'm gonna have to hit up our distance coach and have him give me some workouts because, whew.
But what I'm saying is, you clearly have shown you can high jump and long jump on the same day. You can make up a lot of points in the 100 and 400 because you say you got that speed. You have experience with the hurdles, 110 hurdles. I'm telling you, man, maybe 2024, you're the next Ashton Eaton and you're doing the decathlon. Just think about it. Just think about it.
We'll think about it.
I did the same thing. I tried to get Grant Holloway to become a decathlete because he did the hurdles and 400, and he's like, get out of here. So it makes sense for most people to be like, get out of here. I ain't doing 10 events. 2's enough.
Yeah, it's too much.
So have you expected to be where you are this early on in your career? Like, you kind of had like the slow build up in college where, you know, making NCAAs in both events, then you're getting like third in both events, and then now you're winning, but you just didn't go from winning an NCAA. You went from winning an NCAA to also winning in the US at the same time and having marks that are arguably top tier in the world. Did you expect to be where you are this quick in your career?
Yes and no. I mean, I put in a lot of hard work, so I expect my hard work to pay off. Now, how soon it pays off, I didn't expect it to pay off. I didn't even want to say this soon because I don't know what would have happened last year because I felt very good going into indoor nationals last year. So I might have been able to jump just as well last year. But I'm not taking anything away from the fact that I did get an extra year to train and iron out some things. So it didn't really, I'm not gonna say it really surprised me in terms of how fast, but it was definitely something that I was happy to see the hard work pay off.
What do you plan on doing after the Olympics? Do you plan on continuing on in the rest of the summer, shut it down? Because you've kind of been jumping in two different directions a lot this year in 2021.
Vacation.
Okay. Where's vacation?
Somewhere that's not where I'm at right now. Just somewhere where there's a beach and a lot of fun.
Okay. Beach and fun. So are you talking about like the Mediterranean, or we're talking about the Gulf of Mexico, or are you talking Atlantic, Pacific Ocean?
It could be Miami, it could be California, it could be Mexico, it could be an island somewhere. I don't know. It's gonna be somewhere though.
And you just want to put up your feet and not like be on them for like a long period of time.
Facts. You feel me? Like I just want to lay down, relax, kick my feet up, and just give my legs a break.
Yeah, your legs are be like, hey man, I'm not supposed to be doing this much jumping. Like you probably jump more than anyone else has ever jumped. Their legs aren't used to it, right? Did they ever talk back to you and be like, hey man, not today. We're not jumping today?
Oh, definitely. There's definitely been some days my legs are just like, you know what? Today is not the day. We're going to try again tomorrow. And I got to tell coach, hey, my legs just not feeling it today. My legs are not feeling it. And we have to rotate the schedule around because today's just not the day.
When those days happen, when you feel like you just don't have it, what do you kind of focus on instead, athletically and just also like personally? Like, what do you do when you're not jumping and training and doing all the things that get you to where you are? You talked about like anime. Is it like video games? Like, what are you doing on the side when you're not focused on track?
Yeah, I watch some anime. I'll probably hop on the PS5, play with the guys. Lay back and watch TV, listen to music, probably hang out with some friends outside of the house. You know, just stuff to get my mind off track.
Yeah. Are there any like side sports you like playing? Like pick up basketball? So
nice little hobby.
Nice little hobby. Do you ever use your physical ability to kind of impress people without them knowing your capability? Because, you know, high jump isn't the marquee event outside our track and field community. So has there been any times you've kind of used your ability to kind of wow people on the playground, whether it's in high school or college, or just weird moments like jumping over a fire hydrant or something like that?
Definitely done multiple things like that. And sometimes when I go play basketball, you know, some people don't know who I am. So, I'll go up and grab a rebound, and then people will just be looking like, oh, wow. Or I'll dunk the basketball, and they'll just be looking like, oh, wow. And it's just, it's funny to me because, like, obviously I know, like, what I can do. But seeing other people be, like, just surprised by it, it's a funny feeling. It's funny to see.
Have you heard of parkour? Have you heard of parkour?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. So you would think world class in horizontal and vertical jumping would be basically the definition of the greatest parkour person ever. Yeah, no. For those who don't know, parkour is jumping and through different concrete elements on the street.
Jumping, flipping, balance is not for me.
Not for you? But you do crazy parkour stuff? No? You tried it?
I've tried parkour. Coach, don't get mad at me if you see this. It was probably like my senior year of high school going into my freshman year of college. Me and a friend, we just wanted to see what it was talking about. We had seen a little video. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. And you need a lot of endurance and a lot of upper body strength for some of the things you have to do for parkour.
Yeah, I guess you'll like jump in, and it's like climbing as well in a weird way.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So we're thinking, obviously focus on the Olympics, and I'm going to let you focus on that. But as a fan, I'm going to be thinking outside the box. Obviously I want you to win gold in both, but have you thought about like figuring out any other cool, could you do like a weird stunt, like jump over like a car or something? I don't know. I feel like there's some weird way you can use your 2.3 meter height and your 8 meter length to turn it into something crazy that no one has ever seen, like jumping over like a limousine vertically or horizontal. I don't know. Have you like thought about like how to turn this into like a weird viral video?
Not yet, but you've definitely put the thought in my head. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, don't get hurt. If you get hurt, then I wasn't responsible. I don't want to take credit for that.
It definitely would be something that is talked about, planned out, and have had many trial runs to make sure nothing goes wrong.
Yeah, because sometimes I see like, I'm sure you've seen this on Twitter. You might see like a random viral video of someone jumping across the street. And a lot of track Twitter, it's like, come on, that's what, Division III, 8th place guys do. Like that's nothing compared to what like the best.
They blow up over it. I mean, get it how you live. You feel me? Like if that's what the world wants to see, that's what the world wants to see. If you get big off of jumping across the street, hey, more power to you.
Have you ever? I'm gonna like hitting you with rapid fire questions, so I appreciate you taking the time on this podcast. I was thinking, you talk about how you train 50-50, high jump, long jump, and it's different muscle groups. One's going vertical, one's going horizontal. Has there ever been a moment where you're running down the runway on a long jump or getting ready to approach a high jump, and for some weird reason, your muscles or your brain think you're about to do the other event? And when you're going horizontal, your brain tells you to go a little more vertical than you should. Or when you go in vertical, it tells you to go horizontal. Like where your brain just like, you're maybe coming off a long jump practice and you're approaching a high jump and like you go more into it because your body just thinks momentum. Has that ever happened where they kind of crossed in practice or in a competition?
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, my roommate was calling me. I had to
Oh,
tell
that's
him I
fine.
was an interview. Yeah, that was a problem for me earlier on in competing, just for the fact that I wasn't really used to doing both at such a high level. So there were times where I'd be in a competition and I'd be running down the runway, and not necessarily my brain, but just body. I would load up too much, and I'd go up and then right down.
So it'd be like instead of going straight out.
Yeah, instead of going straight out. I mean, granted, I was able to get some 26 foot jumps out of going up and coming straight down, but eventually you got to switch it. You feel me? You can't jump up and hopefully land at the back of the pit. Like, you have to move out and you have to get more technical. But definitely was a problem I struggled with in the very beginning.
So big goals coming up, obviously try to win an Olympic medal. You're still young in your career. What are you, 21, 22? How old are you now?
22.
22. So typically, jumping prime, 22 to 26, you could say. What have you thought about where you think you can get to on like an all-time list? NCAA is one thing, but then you have, the US lists all time. What's like your expectation or personal goals you have on where you think you can get to heights and wise with your PBs down the line?
Big goals. I want to try and challenge the world records. Goals that I feel like I could accomplish soon, hopefully within the next year or two, would be the American record in high jump. I think I almost had it at NCs. I think 710 would have given me the American record if I'm not mistaken. So that's something definitely I'm trying to get within the next year or two.
Do you think you could get the world record in both events?
Anything is possible. I wholeheartedly believe any and everything is possible. So I'm not going to say I can't. Will it be easy? Jesus, no. This is gonna be that's gonna be something. I'm gonna have a great day. I'm gonna have a great day for both events, because what is like 29 feet and in 8 feet, that is not something that is easily achieved. But I definitely do think it's possible.
Yeah, so once you do that, then we get ready for this decathlon, right? You just got to do 14 meters in a shot put, sub 11 in the 100. I think you'll be fine. All right.
Yeah.
Well, JuVaughn, I do appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. Best of luck in Tokyo. Hopefully they don't kick you out too quick after the 48 hours. And most importantly, get some sleep Sunday after your high jump final, because you got a long jump final at 10 in the morning, and you got to make sure you get well rested for that long jump final.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And thanks for having me. I appreciate it.